Two-time 500-mile champion right there. Elliott in second as they come back down.
Something that might enter into the way this thing plays out is earlier in the race, Kyle Petty had to understanding with Elliott that they would work together. Elliott went the other way. Let's see what happens now.
Final lap. Last time around this 2.5-mile track. Gordon first, Elliott second, Kyle Petty third, Schrader, Chevy back there in fourth, Bobby Hillin lies fifth.
Looks like Bill's getting him a little bit of running room to see if he can reel him in or not.
Now he backed up. Does he need any help from Kyle Petty? Will Kyle Petty give him any help? Here he comes. He looks at the outside. Now he comes down, looks at the inside. No place to go either way.
Kyle looks in time. About 20 seconds to pay dirt.
And Elliott closed the door on Kyle going into the turn. He went down and took that bottom groove. Jeff Gordon's going to win this race, fellas. Out
of 4, here they come, rolling to the line. And the rookie from Indiana, it's Gordon across in first. The two-time 500 winner, Elliott in second, Kyle Petty in third. How about that one?
I tell you, just a few years ago, they said, well, how are they going to replace the Pettys and Pearsons? It looks like
earlier than we thought he might.
Urban trying to counter. Not much you can do right there.
But look, Gordon's up there following the board. But he wants, well, maybe now he pulls down to the inside, going to give Earnhardt a little bit of help. But it looked like for a moment he's going to help Ernie. But now he gets there. Now he wants to take the lead. Now he might be in position to do it.
3 wide.
Makes the pass. Good move. Here comes Brett Bodine. He'll follow Gordon. Keep the second.
Shocker here. Gordon going into first, Brett Bodine to second, and relegated back to third, and Earnhardt's car looks squirrely going into 3 that time.
Yeah. Getting mixed up in the air that comes off of the cars there just in that particular part of the racetrack.
White flag is out. They touch at 190 miles per hour. Jeff Gordon, no rookie anymore, stays out in front. Brett Bodine in second. Earnhardt doing a masterful job picking that car up in control. Remember, they're floating like feathers at 190 miles an hour around this racetrack.
But Ernie early back.
Here he comes back one more time.
Moves to the inside. Looked down there for Brett Bodine, said, no, that's my spot. Oh, Earnhardt is very loose. Goes high on the racetrack. Gathers it back in. That cost him no chance to catch up with them now as they come for the checkered flag.
Down the stretch for the final time. Jeff Gordon in front. Brett Bodine's going to make a shot. Short. Jeff Gordon in the Rick Hendrick Chevrolet has defeated our
That's right, and drafting is going to be very, very critical down that back straightaway. They could be 5 abreast down the back straightaway because at a reduced speed, drafting even more critical. Here they come.
Get ready, folks. Here we go. Jeff Gordon has the field in tow, looking for the green. It's out. The green and white simultaneously. 1 lap to decide who wins the Pepsi 400.
Goes to the inside of Earnhardt.
Earnhardt blocked him down low. Earnhardt blocked Marlin down low. Mark Martin has the high side of the racetrack in turn 2 as they come off of the corner and down the backstretch for the final time. Jeff Gordon still has the lead. We have contact between a couple of cars, but everybody keeps it straight. They battle for position. Sterling Marlin down into the outside of Earnhardt. He's by Earnhardt. Jeff Gordon, though, has about a car length and a half lead on Marlin and Earnhardt as they battle for second position to the third and fourth corners. That battle side by side should give the race to Jeff Gordon. Here they come. Jeff Gordon has the lead. Earnhardt moves to the inside. They scramble. It's Jeff Gordon winning. And I think Marlin got second. Oh, and we have contact between a couple of cars as they cross the line, but everybody is okay.
To be helpful. Wow. Getting any of that heat off the engine itself. Now as we come down with a lap to go. Gordon first, Wallace second, Earnhardt third, Burton fourth, Ernie Irvin is in fifth, Mayfield is in sixth, Mark Martin in seventh, and Benson eighth for the line.
All right, you're down by 3. Give it to Michael Jordan and see if he can sink it.
And see if Jeff Gordon can hold off Rusty Wallace.
Out of 2. This is the toughest part in the race right here. It's when you come off that corner and want to know if you wonder if you got enough to make the move or not, and he doesn't have. That's pretty much a done deal, looks to me like.
Gordon takes us down out of turn number 2. Wallace closing in.
Yeah, he needed to make his move off turn 2.
checkers to the stripe. 3 wide out and back, but where it counts for the big money. Across the line for the checkers. Give it to Jeff Gordon, his second win in the Busch Clash. Won it at 22 years of age back in 1994. Wheels another victory here today. Gordon coming out on top. Wallace in second from 12th spot. Then it's Earnhardt for third. Ward Burton in fourth. Ernie Urban in fifth. Mark Martin likes to hunt and fish. Would rather slide in the back door and not be seen. There they are, first and second in the Daytona 500.
Kenny is almost a lap down, fought his way back into contention, and now to win the biggest race of all Winston Cup races, the Daytona 500.
Jennifer Fry in the Washington Post wrote about the different style of these two people. The quiet one, Terry Labonte, the reserved conservative, and Jeff Gordon, the young and flashy one. Jennifer couldn't have hit it better, and they couldn't have hit it better. Look at them lining up to come across. Checkers and yellow. And Terry Labonte pulls up, and here comes the 25 car up. This reminds me of the 24 Hours of Daytona, the year the Ferraris won it. First, second, and third, and they lined up across the line. We've never seen it. One year we did, I believe the Porsches did it, but never in a stock car race. This is a first. The top three, all from the same racing stable. Chevrolets dominate the 39th annual Great American Race in honor of their car owner, Rick Hendrick. We'll go to victory.
And True Value, official hardware store of IROC and garages everywhere. Well, rain continues here at Daytona, and the IROC officials have taken a look at the weather radar and decided there's no chance of restarting the run. So at 30 laps, they've called the race. The victory goes to Jeff Gordon, and Jeff Burton can only wonder what might have been had the rain stayed away even a few seconds longer.
Nothing to lose.
Nope. They were both at the tail end.
Mayfield in second. There's Mike Skinner. Could be the wild card in all of this. He has not led tonight. There's Rusty Wallace. Buster Otten will pull off the pace car.
Ready. It'll be 3 to go when you get to green. 3 to go. Okay, pace cars in. Get ready. Get ready. Get ready. 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 Green flag. Green flag. Go.
3 laps to settle the Pepsi 400. It takes them nearly 2 full laps to get up to speed.
Skinner had dropped back a bit, a good bit of distance between himself and Jeremy Mayfield on that start.
But he'll make it up in this corner, because there's one thing, when you're building up speed, you can really pull back on a car. You give a little distance like that. As you see, he's pulled into less than a half a car. Back here, they're battling side by side.
Bobby Labonte and his brother Terry.
That is bump drafting, 200 miles an hour down the back straightaway.
Mayfield, who won his first time ever at Pocono earlier this year on TNN, trying to duplicate it. Schrader works the low side in 5th place.
Those cars running side by side, they're going to have a breakaway up front.
Yep, those 3 cars, those 4 cars up front are going to just take off if they keep racing side by side back there.
2 laps to go. Gordon from the Hendrick bunch. Mayfield. And Martin riding in 9th. Got Mayfield and Wallace up front. Their teammates as Earnhardt goes 3 wide. And Jeff Burton makes the move in 14th spot.
Whoa!
Earnhardt got lost the back of the car.
Nearly 3 wide into that turn.
With Mark Martin in 9th. Out of turn 4. White flag.
Whoa, you see Jeremy looking to the inside. Couldn't make the move. Skinner looks to the high side right now. They're trying everything. Gordon's running by the mirror right now.
Here comes
Labonte has caught him, and so is Terry Labonte. Side by side behind Gordon.
Right now they're running side by side. Jeff Gordon saying, I love it. He'll try to run in the middle part of the racetrack so one car does not get a great run down the back straightaway.
They mix it up again behind Gordon. Mayfield. Here comes Bobby Labonte to the outside.
What a move on the high side, making 3 wide into turn 3. Bobby Labonte looked like
Jeff Gordon and the Rainbow Warriors holding off the challenge of Bobby Labonte, who finishes second, Mike Skinner third, Jeremy Mayfield fourth, Rusty Wallace will finish fifth, sixth goes to Bobby Labonte, seventh is Wardburn, Ricky Craven will finish eighth, Schrader got to turn three.
Down the short chute, start-finish line.
Now there are four. It's down to four people. Michael Waltrip has dropped off the pace a little bit.
And it's down to 2 laps to decide the Daytona 500. Ralph Shaheen.
Mike, they have just radioed to Jeff. Protect the bottom is the word from Ray Evernham. He keeps telling them who's behind him, the 3, the 28, 31. Protect the bottom.
Irwin to the bottom. Skinner with him. Earnhardt holds the bottom. 7 Daytona 500s have been decided by a last lap pass. Will this be the 8th?
Earnhardt right on his back bumper as they come off turn 4. He started to put a move on him. White flag.
2.5 miles to history. Jeff Gordon trying to win his second. Dale Earnhardt trying to win his second. Buddy, where will Earnhardt make the move?
Boy, I don't know. Gordon looks awful strong as they come off turn 2 over there down the back straightaway. Kenny Irwin looks to the outside.
Right here's where he has to make the move. And he wasn't able to get that run up under Jeff Gordon like he wanted to.
But that's what we said Friday. He was this far behind in the International Race of Champions. He looks inside. He goes outside. He looks inside again.
Okay, right now he's got to pull right down on that back bumper and try to get him loose coming off turn 4. He does not have the muscle at this point.
But he may have some momentum. Here comes Earnhardt. He's all the way to the bottom. Almost in the grass. He slides up the racetrack and Jeff Gordon will win it for the second time.
Wow. What a race. Oh, he gave him a little shot after there.
Now that was a love tap.
All right, there's Valentine's Day, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
And he's got the momentum of the outside, but all the fast cars are on the inside.
Coming to the white flag. Final lap of the first Daytona 500 qualifying race. Jeff Gordon, Dale Earnhardt Jr., Ken Schrader, Terry Labonte, and that dicing up front has brought a second group up to join this fight.
Ricky Rudd, the 28 car, he's right in there with them.
Schrader fading back on the outside. It was worth the gamble.
Sterling Marlin's in that group.
Now it's Mike Wallace getting shuffled. Here's Ricky Rudd around Terry Labonte into 4th. Final corner. And I don't think Junior's going to have enough. To the start-finish line, second time in his career, Jeff Gordon wins his Daytona 500 qualifying race. Now checking back to the transfer spot. Here's where it counts. Bill Elliott gets the last position. Matt Kenseth, Johnny Benson, Kyle Petty.
Off the corner. He said he's still going to try to go to the high side, but he's going to give up 3rd position to Kurt Busch if he's not careful. White flag this time.
The cake's all dough, boys.
Johnson, a look to the bottom. He got the least little bit out of line, and Junior's there.
Look what that did. That let Junior get there. I mean,
but he gives up a lot of ground right there, Darrell.
Yeah.
His car will not turn from the center off.
It's just too tight off of 2 over there. That's where you got to squeeze out the throttle ever so slightly. He's going to get a run at him, but it's going to be too little too late.
Busch is coming, and Mark Martin has a run on Tony Stewart.
Here
and the front
Junior.
four
He's
are
going to
back together again.
He's going to go the high side, but it ain't going to do him any good.
This lap, this race 5 times has been won by a last lap pass. Jimmy Johnson locked onto his teammate and mentor Jeff Gordon. Jeff Gordon's DuPont Pepsi Chevy is going to win the Pepsi 400 free Pepsi Edge for America.
Jimmy Johnson 2nd, Dale Earnhardt Jr. 3rd, Kurt Busch in 4th, and Tony Stewart with those 2 tires in 5th. Good run for Mark Martin, though, in the 6th car finishes 6th.
Boy, heck of a battle back in here between Dale Jarrett and Ricky Rudd.
make one attempt at a green-white checker finish. If the caution comes out, the race is over. This is it. This is the Daytona 500 right here.
And you saw Junior jump to the outside of what I thought was a pretty fast race car down there, Tony Stewart. And that can really, if he gets up on the outside of Jeff Gordon, we got a race on our hands because they're going to come from everywhere.
Gordon's on the gas, green flag, 2 laps to settle it.
They got that fast restart. There you see Dale Earnhardt Jr. goes to the bottom, slams the door on Jimmy Johnson in the 48. Looks like Johnson's going to get kicked to the high side, though, by Kurt Busch in the 97.
Stewart is blocked in the 20, nowhere to go. It's Junior and Gordon.
Gordon's not going to give up that yellow line. You can bet that.
8 car with you, 2 car gap, then 2 by 2.
Now Junior's got help. Kurt Busch. No, Busch slices to the outside. He wants to win the 500.
Coming outside.
He gives Jeff Gordon a push going off into turn 3.
Kurt Busch, the next Dell Cup champion, fights his way to second.
The good thing he can't get any closer than that, because I believe he would have probably given Gordon a big shot up the hill.
Here they come, boys. White flag. 1 to go.
Scott Riggs to 4th. Stewart looks to go 3 wide. Thinks better of it. He is trapped behind Jimmy Johnson.
Boy, that 97 car of Kurt Busch is a fast piece of equipment right there. He's got to look.
He's the only Ford in the front 5. What can he do?
Look at Scott Riggs in that 10 car. He's trying to get him a top 5 finish in this Daytona 500. And there's Jimmy Johnson on the 48 on the outside, Darrell.
Somebody needs to get up there and go with him, but I don't know if Tony Stewart can run the outside or not. He hadn't all day.
Busch to the outside. Gordon slams the door on him into turn 3.
6 cars have a chance to win it. Jeff Gordon's going to lead him into turn 4. They're 1 mile from home.
Tony Stewart just slid up the racetrack. He and Jimmy Johnson are going to make contact.
3 wide. They're bouncing off each other.
Jeff Gordon's going to win his 3rd Daytona 500. Kurt Busch, Dale Jr., and Scott Riggs completes a dream week with a 4th place finish.
Boy, he did. And by those cars right there, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th.
Thank God, boys. I was doing it.
Boys, Tony Stewart and Jimmy Johnson are going at each other down there in the turn 1. They were banging all over each other.
Yeah, Jimmy Johnson ended up 5th coming across the line.
You are the man.
These 2 guys right here, they've already rammed into each other once.
You know what? It was coming for the checkered flag for the Daytona 500.
Big stuff, but we got the big
suck it up, big boy.
Well, he's got a tight race car too, so yeah, that may be a problem. If he knows 78, Kenny Wallace is tight, he wants to try to pass him on the outside. Because Kenny will have to lift because his car's sliding so much.
1 crack at it. 1 attempt to finish under the green. Green flag, then the white flag, then the checkers to determine the final drivers in the 48th running of the Daytona 500. The battle begins back in the 14th spot. Gordon leads the race. We'll watch the guys up front for fuel.
There we see Scott Riggs and Mike Wallace nose to tail for that last spot in the Daytona 500. Neither of these cars has qualifying speed to fall back on.
Wallace in the 09, Riggs in the 10. And Kenny Wallace in the 78, the other player. Robbie Gordon in the 7 is locked in, but he can lock out one of these other racers by finishing in front of them.
Riggs has got to make something happen here pretty quick. Because he's running out of time. He needs to get on the side of Mike Wallace somehow.
Last lap. Up front, Gordon continues to lead, Busch in 2nd.
He has fresher tires than Mike Wallace. I don't know if it's going to make any difference or not. Here comes Kenny Wallace.
Oh, he turns him sideways. Oh, great save by Scott Riggs.
Dave.
Moments ago, Kenny Wallace radioed, I can't get to him. Then he got a big draw down the front straightaway, got all the way to the 10, got through the 10.
Through 3 and 4 for the final time. Up front, Jeff Gordon continues to lead. He brings the field to the checkered flag. Here's the race to get in the Daytona 500. Mike Wallace makes it. Scott Riggs will not.
Unofficial results.
Wow.
Around for one lap to go. Who will be in the Daytona 500 as Kurt Busch leads them around? Right now, Sterling Marlin and Joe Nemechek, while these two cars, Mike Wallace
Back out of there, now we'll get us in.
and Paul Menard, hope something happens in front of them.
And just to remind you, right now, Jeremy Mayfield is jumping up and down, pulling for Sterling Marlin, because if Sterling Marlin races his way in, Jeremy Mayfield will be in the Daytona 500.
But they just told him if he backs out, they get in. I don't know if he's hurt them or not. I don't know what he's going to do.
Nowhere to hide. Not in that pack.
And Jeff Gordon has come from way, way back to make a run here right on the end. He's going to go the outside, and here he comes.
But I'm going to tell you what, watch Mike Wallace right there in the 09 car. There's the race right there to get in between the 13, the 14, and the 09.
Marlin has backed out. So that means it's Nemechek and Wallace. Here they come to the flag. Jeff Gordon's going to win his third duel at Daytona. Nemechek's in, and it may be Mike Wallace.
I believe Mike Wallace. Mike Wallace did beat Sterling Marlin back to the line. So Joe Nemechek, as it stands, unofficial, Joe Nemechek, Mike Wallace.
Mike, we made it.
And Sterling Marlin will be in. Jeremy Mayfield will not make the Daytona 500.
Does he have one more left?
Here comes Tony Stewart back underneath Logano going into turn 3 to get back up on behind Jeff Gordon. I think Tony Stewart's got a car that could win this race if he wants to go for it.
Well, Darrell, they're coming to the white flag this time. He's got to sum up where he can make that move on that 24 car.
And I believe Logano would be more than happy to go with him if he decides to make the run. I'm sure Tony's in there giving him hand signals. Stick with me, kid, and I'll show you how to win this race.
Just remember, Tony Stewart drove that 20 car for 10 years for Joe Gibbs Racing, and now he's looking at it in his rearview mirror.
Nemechek right behind Riggs as they cross the line.
Here we go.
Transfer spot.
Here we go. They got a little run. I tell you, they got back just enough. I believe they can do it. If Logano can get up there, but he's back just far enough that keeps Tony from getting that good run.
No help.
No help. No help.
Gordon will have to protect the bottom. Logano gets kicked to the outside.
Almirola coming for third. Jeff Gordon trying to hang on for the lead and the win.
Jeff Gordon's got this under control. He'll win this thing. Tony Stewart's going to run second again.
And who's going to make the show? Gordon wins it, and Riggs is in for Tommy Baldwin's startup team that came down here unsponsored. Scott Riggs
Look at this.
in the Daytona 500.
Yes.
I am so happy for Tommy Baldwin. He just put this team together about a month ago.
Man. I really appreciate it. Guys, you got a good car here. Appreciate all the effort. Hope I made you proud.
I'm proud of Scott Riggs. Got kicked out of his ride, didn't have a job, landed with Tommy Baldwin, and he's in the Daytona 500.
So Gordon wins the race.